can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 10, the Lap 1 Tune-Up.
Tune-Up, I like it.
Oh, I thought you were going to shout your thing and then I was going to say my name.
Oh no, just say your name first, like normal.
I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too, and this episode is brought to you by Pennzoil, complete protection for top engine performance.
Ooh.
Your car means a lot to you. It's part of your life, it's part of your family. So you want to keep your car's engine as close to factory clean as possible. By putting Pennzoil motor oil with active cleaning agents in your engine, you can be sure that you're doing the very best you can for you and your car. Pennzoil. Pennzoil's, you know why it's called Pennzoil?
Because it's from Pennsylvania?
Yes! So it was a local, to me, formerly, sponsor.
Cool. We've been calling this a Relap Recap episode, but we changed it today to the Tune-Up because I thought you were going to shout something after that.
Yeah, nobody likes the tune-up. That's it. That's what I think it plays better. So we've been calling it the Recap Relap, which makes perfect sense. I think that's a great descriptor of what it is.
Yep.
But I like the idea of nobody likes the tune-up. I get that there's some other guys that had a different name than that, but it's a quote from the movie. I think the tune-up's a little bit more appropriate because we're going to be, a little engine oil change, a little oil filter change, you know what I mean? Like, simple stuff here. That's what we're going to be doing in between each lap, So
this is our recap of the lap that was. We're going to re-rank, because we ranked in the first episode. We're going to re-rank
I have
now
a lot to say
ahead
about
of lap 2. We've got a couple other news things, one from about a year ago, from a year ago, and then one that just broke this week. So we're going to cover those two things. It's going to be a shorter episode, but we're going to be back on our normal time, same bat channel, August 1st, with the Fast and the Furious Lap 2.
I'm so excited building the family.
Yeah.
Building
the family lap.
I'm so excited. Okay. So you just want to start with rankings?
So let's start with the ranking recap. So here is my rankings.
Last time.
Yeah. Should I just do from top to bottom or bottom to top? Do top to bottom.
Top to bottom. We're going to do 1 through 8. As of now.
Yeah, but when we go through it this time, we'll go from bottom to top.
Okay.
Recap, top to bottom, new lap, bottom to top. Okay, my baseline was Fast 5, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, The Fast and the Furious, Fate of the Furious, Fast and Furious, number 4, Too Fast, Too Furious. So 5, 3, 6, 7, 1, 8, 4, 2.
6, 7. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. And you had some good ones. Like 5, yeah. 5 is pretty classic. 3, I love. So, yeah, that's a pretty solid ranking. I like it. For mine last time, I did what are my favorites. These were like my favorites.
Oh yeah, you're changing the game up.
I'm changing the game up because I think that if I keep going favorites, I'm just gonna like whittle my list down to like the precise favorites order. But that's not interesting to me. That's not fun. It's going to be us, if we do another tune-up, next lap, it's just going to be me getting closer to, like, my perfect list of what they are.
Yeah.
That being said, my favorites from last time, and probably, like, my ultimate favorites list, is 3, Tokyo Drift, 1, The Fast and Furious, 5, Italian Job 2,
Yep.
Too Fast, Too Furious,
Okay.
7, 8, 6, 4. Was my list.
Okay.
That was my previous list.
Wow, okay.
Now, I'm going to do my next list, and it's not going to be my favorites, even though this list would have changed from my favorites after this lap.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do the list as in the most fun this lap.
Of watching or recording or both?
Both. Just the most fun in general. The most fun that I had talking about, the most fun I had reliving with other people. Just like cumulatively from this past lap, this is now the ones I had the most fun talking with you about, watching again, everything. Okay?
Sure. So from the bottom. From the
bottom up. Okay.
Yeah. Drum roll.
8, The Fate of the Furious.
Yep.
That was bottom of my list.
Okay.
Next up, 7.
Wow.
Furious 7.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, dude, it was hard. I ranked down, obviously. So, like, when I got to the bottom, I was like, this is what's left, man. And, like, that was it. Next up, 2. Too Fast, Too Furious. I had that at 3rd from the last. And next up, I'm going to start surprising you here. 5. Italian Job 2 was next. Next up, Tokyo Drift 3.
Wow.
Next up,
devastating.
Third on my list right now.
Yep.
Is The Fast and the Furious, the first one.
Okay.
Next on my list was 4. What is 4? Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious. That was the one where we realized that Letty dies in it, and I was so determined that it was last on my last list that I had
Yeah.
no expectations.
Yeah.
Going in, I was like, okay, I'm going to hate this one. I'm going to hate that I have to watch this one, everything like that. No, that one wasn't that bad. When we watched it again, I was like really surprised. But number one on my list, you might have figured it out from deduction
course.
at this point, was 6, the world's
Fast and
longest
Furious 6.
runway. Now, just looking at it, I didn't look at my old list before, right? But looking at it now, I had 6 and 4 dead last on my
Yeah.
favorites list, and 6 and 4 were the most fun ones in my list this time. That's insane to me. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I think doing it in the ones I had the most fun about, the ones I had the most fun talking to you about, my friends about, this way, each time something different I can see something different in it. You know what I mean? And like, if somebody reminds me something fun or tells me a cool fact about, like 5 telling me the Italian Job was Italian Job too. That's really cool. You know, it's like that brought it up some, but I had already loved 5, so it was really high up there for me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I might do laps where, you know, I rank them different ways, but I think I'm going to try to mix up my rankings because...
And maybe what we'll do every, like, maybe 3 laps or every 5 laps, we can, like, re-rank the master ranking.
Fair. That works for me. I would like to do that. I think I need a couple more viewings. I need to see how bad I actually thought 8 was and 7. They're the ones I haven't seen the most, right? So like, let me get a couple more watches of them, and I revisited some nostalgia and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I think that's fair. You're kind of hinting that you're not doing a favorites master rankings list again. What are you gonna do with your list today?
This time around, at least, I sort of did a reworking of my master list, kind of.
Okay.
I'll mix it up next time, but
You don't have to mix it up. You can always.
But
do your
here's my quote-unquote defense of this, is that
Okay.
you had seen so many of these so much more than me, that most of these movies I'd seen once.
Fair.
And so it was basically, the list that I had was kind of like
Memory.
a best guess. Like, there were a couple that you hadn't seen too much, and those were sort of guesses for you.
Yep.
But for me, a lot of it was a guess. And so this is sort of a refinement of my master list.
So this is
just
essentially like your
because-
first master list, to be honest.
Right, yes.
Okay.
I feel better about this
Cool.
one, for sure.
Okay, go ahead. Give them to me.
From the bottom, number 8. Also number 8. Just like you.
Okay.
Fate of the
Wow.
Furious.
Not big surprise.
Big surprise. Number 7, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, okay.
However, like I said in that episode, a lot better than I thought. A lot better than I remember. Just not, in terms of what I'm into in this, not what I'm looking for. That might change.
Okay.
Who knows? Number 6, Fast and Furious. Number 4.
Okay.
The fourth one, my number 6.
So you still don't like the Letty, but do you this? Oh, this is your master. Okay. Fair. Okay.
It's my master
I get
list.
it. No worries. Keep going.
Yep. Number 5, and this one I feel like is the one that has the most volatility as we go on. Number 5, the first one, Fast and Furious.
Damn. Again.
I know.
It's
you
one of
know,
those ones
the
that
OG.
that's one of those ones that's gonna grow on you. That he's gonna creep up the list, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's got volatility.
It has a lot of volatility. You're gonna get like it's the most quotable. It's the one that everyone knows. You'll get there. I'm confident in it. Okay.
Number 4, Furious 7.
Okay. You like 7 a lot. You like 7 a lot?
I like 7 a lot. 7 also is the only one that... Oh, no, 5 also a little bit, but 7 was the only one that really made me cry.
Yeah, because Paul Walker dies. And I think that's why I ranked it so low in funness on mine, is because you have the sadness of losing Brian. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Because this was like a fun list. You know, like it wasn't as much fun to talk about it. It's serious. I'm gonna rank them in serious one time, maybe.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Number 3, Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
Number 2, Fast 5.
Yeah, Italian Job 2 is great.
Number 1,
6.
Fast and Furious 6.
6 is incredible.
6.
It was when we were talking about it. 6 is when we hit peak zaniness, and like
Yeah.
7 couldn't come back from how wacky 6 was, and that's part of the reason why 7's a little bit of a letdown.
Why it suffers a little bit on your scale.
Because 6, like, you're on the runway for 45 minutes. Like they're jumping cars into the plane, out of the plane. Like it's fucking everywhere. So like I can't wait to watch 6 more, because I had watched it a couple times and I like remembered it being fun and zany. But like watching it in perspective, like in order, it's so much fun. That was a good list. I like your list a lot. I'm glad that you're refining your list. I think that 1's gonna creep up. Yeah, I think 4 will maybe move up a little bit more. I think 7 might move down. I really do. I think that the more you watch it, 7 might move down. But I'm not sure. Those are just guesses.
We'll see.
Okay.
So now we had 2 people write in. We asked last time on the episode, write in with your rankings. We had 2 people write in. We had Rachel. We had our friend Matt.
Yes. I'm excited to hear Rachel's, because she told me she sent them in.
I said to you, I messaged you, I said, Rachel wrote in some real hot takes.
Yes, because I talked to her about, okay, so prospectively, I talked to her about her rankings, and she said she did a quick one. She read a recap of all the movies because she had watched them, but she wanted to, refresh, which I did too.
Yep.
And she said she made a list. She started adjusting it a little bit and was tinkering too much and was like, I'm just going to, I need to send this.
Sure, okay.
And I was like, that's what I did too. For my most fun of this lap list, I was on 4 different takes. This was the fourth one that I put together.
And you said that Matt took 50 minutes, right, to write his in, so...
Yeah, when I talked to Matt about making his list, he said, damn, I can't believe I just spent 40 minutes making this list.
Yeah.
So this is a tough list for you to do, for anyone to curate.
Family takes it seriously.
Yeah, if you've seen all these movies and you have to rank in any type of ranking scale, what's the most fun?
Yeah.
Which do you like the best? What are your favorites? What are the best? Any of these are very debatable. So, okay.
Yeah. Also, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh shit, I should have ranked it. I should have ranked them. I forgot to email in or whatever. If you're Wes, if you're Doubtin' Tom, if you're...
Anybody listening.
Our new friend on Letterboxd, whose name escapes me, I'm so sorry. Email in, we'll read on any episode. There's no wrong time to email in. family@cageclub.me.
Yeah. And if you think our ratings suck, tell us that our rankings were fucked and that we're stupid. That's fine too.
Okay, so now both Rachel and Matt did a little bit of commentary. Rachel, not for everyone, for most of them. Matt, I think, gave commentary for each. We'll get to each one. So here's
cool.
Rachel's from the bottom. Okay, Rachel's lap 1 rankings.
Okay.
In 8th place, Fast and Furious number 4. She says, just because I literally don't remember anything about it at all.
Well, Letty dies, but yeah. It's the one where Letty dies. Okay.
Yep. Number 7, the first one, The Fast and the Furious.
Whoa!
She writes,
hot take!
I know.
Whoa!
She says, I get that it's a classic, but sorry.
Damn. I don't even know this
Number
woman
6,
anymore.
in 6th place, Too Fast, Too Furious. She says, I don't get why everyone hates on this one, yet she still put it in 6th place.
Yeah, above the first one. Okay.
Yep. Number 5, Fast 5, no commentary.
Okay.
Number 4, this is arguably the hottest take. Number 4, The Fate of the Furious.
Well, she put 8 way up there.
Right?
No, when we watched it, she really loved it. Well, that's what I'm saying. This comes down to the fun factor. And when I talked about you, we talked about what we were missing from it, and you start to realize a little bit of the holes in it. Yeah, it makes it's a different perspective. So yeah, we enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching it.
I did not.
I know you.
Well, I liked part of it. I liked parts of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, Tokyo Drift. She writes, petition to bring back Twinkie.
Yes, I want Twinkie. Justice for Han.
Yep.
Justice for Han.
So then, her top 2, she can't pick. She says 6 and 7. She says 6 was originally my ultimate favorite, but then 7 came along, and I can't decide.
I guess we all had a lot of fun with 6 this round, huh?
6, well, because 6 is arguably the greatest movie that's ever been made.
It pretty much is. I mean, it has everything you could ever want in one movie. It's like if we made a best of script and we just packaged it together, that's what it would be. So yeah. I think so.
So that was Rachel's list. So just to recap real quick for you.
Yes.
From the top to bottom.
Top to
6
bottom.
and 7, 3, 8, 5, 2, 1, 4.
Damn, that's a very interesting list.
Very interesting list. Okay,
much different than ours. Much different. I'm excited to
Yes.
hear Matt's. So because hers was much different. Is Matt's much different than ours? No, don't even tell me. Don't even tell me. Just
Okay.
We'll go start.
Matt's is, there's some stuff that's similar to ours and some stuff it's a different list again, so which is good.
Okay.
Subject line, not dick pics.
Oh.
He says, hey fam, the Fast and Furious ride at Universal was my first ever Universal style ride. I had no idea what to expect. Felt it was a little short, but also a ton of fun.
Awesome. Because Matt came with us. Matt and his cousin Adam both
Yep.
came with us on our family adventure tour when we went to the Fast and Furious ride. So yeah, I'm glad that he mentioned that he liked it. So cool.
He says 5 of 7, perfect score.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
My Fast and Furious rankings are as follows. So here, he put them in from 1 to 8, but here from 8 up to the top, number 8, Too Fast, Too Furious. No commentary, just last
2.
Too Fast.
Okay.
Number 2,
A lot of hate for 2 here. Okay.
A lot of hate for 2. Number 7, Fast and Furious, number 4. Said, had a hard time placing 4 or 2 at the end. 4 won not last because Gal Gadot.
Fair. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, okay.
Number 6, Fate of the Furious.
Okay.
He says, I need to watch it more. I don't remember much of it yet, but I like Statham, and Statham working with the family is good shit.
But Justice for Han.
Justice for Han.
Yeah.
Number 5, Fast and Furious 6.
Damn.
I know. He says, the family is now working with the good guys, and shit really starts to get unreal.
Well, that's the best part about it. Okay,
I know.
so he ranked it the different way, but has the same perspective. It becoming unreal is so much
It's classic.
fun.
It's exactly what you expect from Matt.
Yeah.
He's got the right thinking, just the wrong results.
That's the best way to describe Matt ever. His heart was in the right place. His totally different results.
We agree completely. It just wound up in a completely different area.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4, Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
He says, I owned an Evo at the time, and an Evo starred in the movie. Felt like a badass leaving the movie theater that day.
The only day of his life that he felt like a badass.
Sorry, Matt.
Sorry, Matt.
Number 3, Furious 7. The Paul Walker scene at the end hits me in the feels so hard every time.
It does.
Tearing up right now, actually.
It does. Yeah, I get it, man. I cried.
Number 2, Fast 5, because the family was a nasty storm that ripped Rio apart, and Gal Gadot makes me happy.
True.
And
So what's
number
the first
1,
original?
OG F&F, OG The Fast and Furious,
Yep.
because of course it has to be. I can't count how many times I've seen it, and I know way too many, or not enough, lines.
There was a night that Matt was watching it, and he said, I'm at this scene, and then from that moment on, Zach and I just, like, went through the whole entire movie, just quoting the memorable quotes, like, in order from that scene on, and he's like, are you guys watching it too? And we're like, no, Matt, we've just seen the movie that many times.
So he closes out the email. He says, if you ask me to do this again, I bet it'll come out different. Now it's time for me to go prep my cooler for a boatload of Coronas at my aunt's place tomorrow. Hashtag Joe made me do it.
That's true. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate you writing in, and I'm glad that we got some different lists to some
Yes.
different perspectives. So there's
So
something.
now here, wait, hold on. Before you give your final analysis, I got some more numbers for you.
Okay, go ahead.
What I told you I want to do today, I
So it's a surprise.
took
You
my
haven't told me.
rankings,
Go ahead.
took your rankings, took Rachel's rankings, took Matt's rankings,
Yes.
put them all in a spreadsheet, averaged them,
Oh.
sorted by average.
Okay.
So our 4 perspectives, from worst to best, number 8 with an average. So the best could be a 1, the worst is an 8. Okay, so the worst in 8th place with an average of 6.75. Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay. So this is the cumulative score of like what
Yep.
we did. Okay. Wow. Okay.
In 7th place with 6.50, Fate of the Furious.
Damn.
That is buoyed above Too Fast, Too Furious by Rachel's 4.
Yeah. Okay.
In 6th place, 5.75, Fast and Furious, number 4, helped by your number 2,
Okay.
second ranking.
Yeah.
In 5th place, OG, Fast and the Furious,
Damn. They brought us
average
down.
ranking of 4.
Okay.
You and me combined average 4. Rachel and Matt average combined in 4, but it was a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 7, just wildly different.
Yeah. Damn.
Number 4, 4th place, 3.875, barely above the OG, Furious 7.
Okay. Okay.
Your ranking of 7 could not keep it back from being in the top 4. I also, just for the record, in case people out there are scratching their brains trying to figure out how I did it, Rachel put 1 and 2 tied, so I gave each of them 1.5. So neither got a 1, neither got a 2, just combine them there.
That's
So
fine. That's
That's
fair.
where that goes.
Okay.
3rd place, Fast 5. Average ranking, 3.5. Actually, tied for 2nd and 3rd place. Tokyo Drift, Fast 5, both 3.5.
Damn. Okay. That's a good 2-3 punch.
Yeah, Fast 5, we got 2 2s and 2 5s. Tokyo Drift got 2 3s and 2 4s.
Okay. And obviously, number 1,
Number 1, with an average of 2.125.
miles in a runway.
A 1, a 1, a 1.5, and a 5. Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah, that's a good rankings list. So guys, see, if you send in a rankings list, we can add it to this cumulative.
At cageclub.me.
Yeah, we can add it to this list, and we can see how shit re-ranks, like the
Yeah.
fan poll. Damn, that was a good one.
Any other thoughts about the rankings, or you want to cover the other 2 other things that we're going to cover, and then close up the recap, relap?
No, I think that it was good. I like I said, I'm glad that we got a bunch of different perspectives. The cumulative one was really interesting. I'm glad you didn't tell me about that. That was really cool to see.
Yeah.
We were very, very different on like the first one, right? Like that was like wildly
Yes.
different.
I did not include our original ones in this cumulative. It was just
Yeah.
the 4 new lists.
Okay, that's cool. But yeah, damn. Okay.
So we got 2 other things to talk about. Number 1, the quicker one, the more exciting, I think, of the 2. As posted on our Facebook page, facebook.com/TooFastTooForever this week, Idris Elba, Stringer Bell
Dude.
himself from The Wire, has signed on to be the villain in Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm so excited Idris Elba was going to be the villain. When you sent me this, I was freaking out. Everybody else that I know that I told this week, because, I mean, they're not really following the Fast and Furious news, is really excited as well. We're all big Wire fans. I'm trying to think of like what kind of villain do you think he will be?
I'm excited to have him have his British accent because I think it's going to be.
I think so.
I'm guessing it's going to be a British accent because Shaw is British. There's reason for it to be a British villain.
True.
I think he's going to be. You know what I want to see?
What?
I don't want to be a hacker because I hated that with Charlize.
Same. That's what I was just about to say.
I want to see hand-to-hand combat with Stringer Bell.
Him, The Rock, and Shaw doing a
Yeah.
three-way battle.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Now, I guess the question is, we don't really know anything about the plot, and I don't know if I really want to. I think we're going to just because of how much we read about it. But, like, do you think that Hobbs and Shaw are going to be... There's probably going to be internal conflict, but they're probably... They're
a
going to
team.
start the movie on the same team?
I think that they're going to start the movie on the same team.
Yep.
Mildly. Like, they're going to be, like, at each other, but they're going to be bros by the end. And I am going to predict, I'm going to Babe Ruth this right here, that by the end, Idris Elba joins the family, too.
I hope so.
I really do. It's going to be such a good in if they can pull him in for the 9th movie, you know?
Yep.
Or keep him be the bad guy for the 9th one, too. This could be, like, the
Yeah.
prequel to it, you know what I mean?
The other sort of news is less exciting than that, just because I haven't watched the show yet, but there's a woman from The Crown, that Netflix show about the Queen,
Yes.
Vanessa Kirby, and she was cast to play Shaw's sister. I guess, really, the thing is, we already have the American side of this thing sort of cast. You know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
spent the first 7 movies in America, 8 sort of, with Helen Mirren and, everything like that. It goes more British. But now we already have the American side established, and now we're getting the British side of things. So we got Idris Elba, and we got Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah, and Jason Statham, obviously, already. So.
And Jason Statham, obviously. Okay. The other thing of note, this came out right before Fate of the Furious came out. Bloomberg posted a thing
my
called
God.
The Fast and the Furious and the Data, also known as the Stats of the Furious.
Yes, I do want to talk about this.
So I found this because on Cage Club, Mike and I, Resident Story Mike Manzi and I, had Walt Hickey, who used to write for 538, who now does his own thing. You can go to numlock.news, numlock.news,
Okay.
to sign up for his newsletter. It's a free newsletter. He sends out every day. Really cool, like really inside, really numbers-driven stories. Like, these are the big stories of the week, and here's the numbers that matter. Like that
Okay.
thing I sent you today about Firefest, the 2 people basically
Yes.
suing for $25,000 and being awarded like $1.5 million each.
Crazy.
That came from his newsletter.
Okay.
So if you like that kind of thing,
I do.
numlock.news, sign up for it. Free every day. There's now also a way that you can pay to subscribe. I have not yet, thinking about it. We're also working on our own newsletter thing, so I'm trying to figure that out first before I get into this. But numlock.news, daily newsletter, Monday through Friday. Cool stories. Check it out. So anyway.
It's a really
Walt
cool
was
idea.
on-
I like it in
Yeah.
general. Like the ones that you send me
Absolutely.
are really awesome.
So anyway, Walt was on a Cage Club episode for 211, which is the worst Nicolas Cage movie of all time.
Okay.
And he was like, you guys have a Fast and Furious podcast? I love those movies. And he was telling me about how he's got so many like serious journalist friends who love these movies. And I was like,
those are our
we want to
people.
talk to all of them. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to all
Yep,
of them. So
we
fingers
do.
crossed. I've not confirmed with him, but I'm hoping to get him on the Fast 5 episode in Lap 2. So we'll see.
Family.
He's like, yeah, Bloomberg did this thing last year called the Stats of the Furious. So there's this whole thing. We put it on our Facebook page. We put it on the Twitter page.
You should check it out. If you're a fan, check this. I'm serious. I had a really fun go at this. I just like read through all of it because there's lots of things that, like Joey and I were trying to track, right? Like we were talking
Yes.
about Coronas, when they used NOS, how much NOS there was, gear shifting, stuff like that. But we just had general things, right? I thought that eventually we were gonna get to a lap where we're so bored that we would take down, like we would notate all of this and like make the stats of it. But somebody already did it for us, so that's even
So
better.
what I love, this is not a second time this has happened. We have been obsessive about a certain topic, done a lot of podcasts about it, only to find out that someone else has been more obsessive and more detail-oriented.
Yes.
Remember, there was our friend on Zac Attack who did her own Zac Efron marathon, and not only did shirtless and
Crying.
but also did like winking and bottomless and all these different things.
Yep, she did like so much. She above and beyond. Everybody just wants to one up
above
us
and
here.
beyond.
Yeah, I love it.
So let's just go through some of our favorite stuff in here.
You want to hear something? Okay, let me point out some interesting things that I saw here.
On the top base level, it basically tracks how these movies have gone from being sort of cult action movies
Car
to the
movies.
biggest movies in the world.
Yes.
What has changed over time? So there's a lot of graphs that show from movie 1 to movie 7, different things that happen in each. Because again, this was before Fate of the Furious, so they didn't know anything about that movie yet. So I guess it could be updated with that kind of stuff. But, in terms of time, in garages, cars getting worked on, guns fired, or how
Everything.
much time is spent
Yeah.
racing, how much time is spent chasing after one another. Whatever you want to think about in terms of like the core aspects of these movies, they're all tracked in here over the first 7 movies.
It's great. Budget, box office revenue, everything. They got everything in here. The first thing, and the first graph in this, and the thing that I noticed right off the bat, they track time spent racing, like actual street racing. The movie that has the most actual street racing is Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, I never correlated my love for it based on how much racing is in it. But that kind of makes sense, dude. Like, that's really, really crazy. There's a lot less chases in it compared to racing. It has the most racing, by their accounts, of any of the Fast and Furious movies. Go ahead, list off some of your favorite ones.
I mean, we gotta say, I don't want to steal your thunder, but the one that we both loved, Corona Sips.
Corona Sips was a good one. Yeah, so they track like how many, because we track like if there is a Corona or not a Corona. They tracked sips of Coronas. Which one had the most sips? I forgot.
Number 4 had 8.
Number 4 had 8 sips of Corona.
And number 6 had 7.
Okay.
Number 1 had 3.
Which was much less than I remember, kind of, right?
And number 7 had 1. And that's it. And 2, 3, and 5 had no sips.
I get the no Corona in Japan, right? Like, that makes sense. And they were all kind of, like, underage. They were, like, high schoolers, too. So there wasn't, like, a lot of drinking in that one.
My favorite one, though, aside from that, is the sex appeal category. They tracked screen time, that a male character had exposed biceps.
Yep.
As well as screen time that had gratuitous female rear end time.
Yes.
Sex appeal, male biceps time, number 1, without remembering, or if I don't know if you're looking or not, do you remember which one has the most biceps?
I think 2.
Yeah, because it's in Miami. Like, they drew a little arrow, it says Miami.
Yeah, it's Tyrese is shirtless, Brian, everything about 2 is a lot of biceps.
Did you watch American Crime Story Versace? I feel like I ask you this every week, and I don't remember the answer.
You do ask me every week, and I haven't watched it yet.
That also takes place in Miami, mostly in Miami.
Yes.
Gay scene in Miami. There are so many tank tops in the 80s. You
I
know what I mean?
believe it.
It's crazy tank tops.
Yeah.
So, James Corden, late night talk show host, loves that show. So my friend sent me a link where he just talked about all the things he loved about the show, and then he also tracked tank tops. And he just draws an arrow to each tank top in each scene, and then they get to one scene in a club, like in a dance club, every dude's in a tank top, and there's just arrows all over the screen, and it's the best. So, Miami, 23 minutes and 20 seconds of Too Fast, Too Forever has time spent with exposed male biceps.
Yeah, because Roman doesn't wear his sleeves in that whole movie, so yeah.
Oh, no, and the picture is of Roman smiling while driving, so...
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, can you guess, and I'm sure it's also pretty easy, which movie has the most gratuitous female rear-end time?
I remember the stat, and it's 5 because they were in Brazil.
Yes.
Yeah,
and there is just a picture of a butt. I don't know whose butt it is. There's also iconic, making Matt happy, Gal Gadot's butt as she walks over to get the handprint.
And then that's what I would have thought of even besides Brazil. 5 because Gal Gadot has to get the handprint. So like that's a lot of rear-ending time right there.
And what I do want to say, and I was trying to say this early on, I really want to get Aislin's take when we talk to her next episode because she's very feminist-centric.
Yeah.
Is that this series absolutely objectifies women.
It does.
It's not,
we don't argue that.
It also has strong female women, but what I think is also true, and I think these numbers prove it.
And you've said it before.
It's also kind of not objectifying, but like it's exploiting or showing off the male body too. Like it's not butts, it's not junk, it's not necessarily abs, but a lot of biceps.
These are good-looking, ripped dudes, and they put them in situations where they look the most good-looking and ripped. If that's objectifying in a different sense, but it's objectifying.
Yep.
Yeah, and I agree. And I would like to hear somebody's perspective on how they feel about both sides of this. So
you want to each do one more? I don't want to spoil the whole thing. You want to do one more that you like?
I just want to do one more that I like. It's something that we've tracked before, and it was NOS uses.
Yes. Looking at that right now.
That's one of my favorites. And NOS goes down a lot. Like, towards the movies. And there's only one NOS in Tokyo Drift, which is something I...
Well, it's not, because Tokyo Drift's not really about speed, it's about precision.
It's about drifting, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I guess that in that sense it makes sense. But, yeah, like NOS, we need to bring more NOS back, is what I'm trying to say here. I want more NOS.
Make NOS great again.
Make NOS great again.
My other one that I want to bring to, also similar to that is that the speedometer, tachometer shots, like the actual close of the dashboard, also kind of correlates directly to that.
We were trying to, get it in. It was like that, warp speed effect type thing. Remember? I think that plays into that, and we were trying to talk about how they had it in the first couple, and then it tapers down, and we don't really get that anymore, so.
But my favorite other one is, in the More Love section, we got mentions of family and team.
Yes. I know.
There's a hugs counter. Hugs counter is highest in Fast 5 because that's where they all get back together. They've all sort of scattered around the world. They'll get back together. But mentions of family and team never more than in 6 and 7, where it's 22 times total and 19 times total. No other movie's closer. Like Fast 5 has 10, but then the next jump up is 19. Like there's just so much talk family and team.
We get so much deeper into the family.
There's all kinds of family. We chose this one, and they chose that one.
Yeah, I want to know how 8 plays into how much family, because there's a lot of family talk. Dom has his son, right? So there's a lot of family talk going against the family. Dom's not with the family. I want them to update this. I really do. Maybe we could do the updates one day.
Maybe. Go to facebook.com/TooFast2Forever or go to our Twitter page @CageClubPod, and you can see the link to this story. Check it out for yourself.
That was great.
Email us, family@CageClub.me. Let us know what your favorite stat is. Let us know your rankings. Let us know what you're looking forward to when we see these movies for a second time and talk about them for a second time. Whatever you want to say, email us, family@CageClub.me. Do you have any other thoughts before we close up the shop on the old relap recap? We're broadcasting live from Toretto's Cafe right now.
Yeah, no, I just want to say, hey, make sure that everybody, on a serious note, change your oil in your fucking car. Just do that. That's a good idea. And if you can, and you should, use Pennzoil, the oil of champions.
Thank you, Pennzoil.
Thank you, Pennzoil. Saved me $25 this month, so thanks.
So for all things Too Fast, Too Forever, you can go to CageClub.me, Facebook.com/CageClub, or @CageClubPod on Twitter and Instagram. Also, go to our own Facebook page, Facebook.com/TooFast2Forever.
It's fun. I like it. Yeah, comment. We reply. Like I reply. Yeah, all the time. So do it.
Email us, family@CageClub.me. Let us know your rankings. Let us know what you think of the stats of the Furious. What's your favorite movie? What's your least favorite movie? What are you worried about us the second time around? What are you hoping to bring? Are there new? Do you have questions that you want to have us ask each guest? Because we're gonna have like sort of more interview style.
It's gonna be more interview style. Yeah, it is.
What do you want to know about these guests? We got the sort of the obvious ones covered. We're gonna have some other ones. We're gonna introduce some new games. What do you want to hear us talk to these guests about? People who we know, but necessarily haven't talked too much about the Fast and Furious with.
No, definitely not seriously. Like maybe just like, hey, do you like this, or talk about the movie, but not like, are you a Dom or are you Brian?
That's a good question.
I know.
So CageClub.me, Facebook.com/CageClub, Facebook.com/TooFast2Forever, and @CageClubPod on Twitter and Instagram. Email us, family@CageClub.me. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe too.
And we'll see you next time on Too Fast, Too Forever, Lap 2.
Nobody likes the tune-up.
Popping other thugs trying to stop and scream with their dimes. Up in all the clubs and times, they don't need to wear shine. They got that energy, confident and always aware. Who's watching them bitches on top of them, they don't just be near. Probably spot Poppy in them, they robbed last year and just nod and stare and show no fear. Cause 9 times out of 10, these bitch connections.